I just learned a new magic trick. As soon as you say, I'm going to film a podcast, everybody in your neighborhood is gonna start using their power tools and mowing their lawns. Hello, dear friends, and welcome to episode 5 of the Dear Friend Podcast. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you're new, I am Eden. I am the owner of Yarrow & Co., where I sell my small paintings and my handmade polymer clay charms. You can find the shop at yarrowandco.squarespace.com, or you can find me on Instagram as yarrowmail44, or you can find me on Ravelry as yarrowmail, as well as finding the Dear Friend podcast group, where there's actually something going on right now. I'm very excited to announce that I'm hosting my very first knit along. It is the handmade holiday along, where it encourages us as makers to finish up our Christmas gifts that we usually start late every year. I'm pretty guilty of that, honestly. But yeah, so it is very exciting. So from now till Boxing Day in December, you will be able to knit gifts for your family and friends, and with every finished object, you'll be entered into a giveaway for every month. So every Rudolph Day, which is the 25th of every month, we will draw a name for some giveaway prizes, and usually these will be Christmas themed or not. For this month in May, on the 25th, you will get this adorable bag that is made out of some gingham, little stars, and on the outside there's some Christmas gnomes. They're a cute couple. So yeah, I wish I could keep this for myself, but this will be our very first giveaway prize. So exciting. I love Christmas. I am a bit of a Christmas nut, and so I don't mind getting into the Christmas spirit in May. Christmas is my favorite time of year, all year round. So I want the Christmas spirit through all year round, and I hope that you guys can get in the spirit with me. And it'll take a load off when you know that your gifts are pre-made and you don't have to worry this Christmas. So yeah, hop over to the Ravelry group where you can be entering in your projects, and you could be entered into the giveaways. And there's a chat thread in there to talk about all of your plans of what gifts you want in it, what patterns, so we can all just get inspired to knit all the wonderful things for our friends and family. So yeah, that is my only announcement for this podcast. I think that's the first announcement ever, but that's exciting. And yeah, I don't have much knitting to show this episode because life gets busy sometimes, but what I have, I'm very, very happy with how they're working out. And I have a finished object. Crazy. So let's get on to all this yarny stuff. So first things first is my finished object. And this is a knitted t-shirt. It is the piece of silver sweater that I have modified to be more of a t-shirt. I've taken off the turtleneck and just put in like a 1-inch collar, and then made it a short sleeve. And this pattern I loved. It was great for a beginner who's never done a raglan sweater before. And I made this out of Deep Cove from Smith & U. And she's a lady who dyes yarn down in Kamloops of BC, which is I've been there quite a few times. It's a great place, and that's also where Carla of Knit Two Yarns is, and that is where I got this yarn, I think. I started this years ago. Confession. This has probably been in the works for about maybe 2 or 3 years. But it's done. I had been avoiding finishing it because I had Sleeve Island to do. This was one of the sweaters that I had that only had one sleeve, like semi-done. And so I just decided, like, you know what? I'm gonna make it short sleeved. I'm gonna make it a t-shirt. And also I didn't have enough yarn to do both sleeves, so I made it short. I love how this pooled. I am a huge fan of pooling because it keeps your stockinette parts interesting, like even in the back. It does remind me of like the ocean, this deep cove. But I am a huge fan of pooling, and so this makes me so happy. And the yarn is so soft. It blocked beautifully. It like became all soft and even like puffed up a little bit. So I don't know what the content is, but it's definitely a superwash merino, maybe. Again, this project was started years ago, and I don't think I have the tags anymore. But I'm super happy with it, and this is my first finished sweater ever. I am very encouraged to finish off the sweaters that I have so I can have more. I have one other sweater that only has one sleeve, and then of course I have my Redmond sweater. Yeah. So pretty. And if you see my Instagram, you see me wear this at the beach, and it's perfect for those days where it's sunny out and slightly warm, but you still want to fight off like the chillness of the breeze. So yeah. I'm so very happy with it. The pattern is, again, Piece of Silver Sweater by Vera Valimaki, and the yarn is Smith & U. I don't think I actually know her name, but she's in Kamloops, and you can find her on Instagram as Smith & U. And she has wonderful yarns. She's a great dyer. It's my one finished object. So for my whips, I didn't get a whole lot worked on, but when I was knitting, I really wanted something that was mindless, that I didn't require too much brain power because I'm using a lot of my brain lately. So I pulled out my blankets to work on, and I've worked on my Bits and Bobs blanket, which you've seen before. I've gotten pretty much this color section. I'm almost done. It's like this beautiful lime green. There's it in the ball. And I will be moving on to this, which is so pretty. This is the Bits and Bobs blanket by KF Jones, and I'm knitting it with my Dragon Horde yarn 2019 Advent Calendar yarn, which is 24 minis, and I'm holding it with this Broco Ultra Alpaca with it to give it this really pretty marl. And it is so squishy. I love this blanket pattern and will definitely do this again with my Advents. Like, look at that squish. I wish you could squish it. There needs to be like an option, like a feel-o-vision where you can just, I would let you all squish this if I could. But I highly recommend this pattern for your scraps or advent calendars. It's wonderful and super easy to do. Once you learn the fisherman's rib pattern, you don't need to think about it whatsoever. It's like a mock brioche. Super, super easy and has the same feel. Another really nice mindless knit that I've been working on lately is my other advent calendar blanket that I haven't shown before, but this is from 2018. And this is my Cozy Memories blanket. I've been working on, if you see my Instagram, you see me working on this a little bit. Oops, this way. This is such a wonderful, wonderful pattern. This is the Cozy Memories blanket by Shelly DuPont of Polka Dot Creek. I started this in 2018 with my a homespun house advent calendar, and along with some scraps. So like this is a homespun house and this is Howl by Dragon Horde Yarn. And I decided to do this in big squares of 4 smaller squares. So I can't even remember most of these colors because they're kind of like scraps. This is all scraps from past projects. I made a toque out of this. I made my mom a pair of socks out of this. This I used as a heel toe and cuff in a pair of socks. I'm pretty sure this is Knit Picks. I think this is Smith & U too, just like my sweater. This one is a homespun house, and this one is a homespun house, and this one is a mix. This is Mistletoe by A Woolen Homestead, who don't die anymore. This is Midnight Cravings. I can't recall what that is. These two are homespun house. And some more homespun house. I love this square. This is very fall. Our homespun house. That red is just so delicious. It makes me think of candied apples, so that's why I want to say delicious every time I see it. And these 3 squares are Midnight Cravings, and this is also A Woolen Homestead. Don't die anymore. And last square, such a happy square of pinks and purples, which is a homespun house. And my plan is, once all 9 squares are finished, I'm on the 9th square right now, I will put a crocheted border around them and make them a nice big blanket. So probably 3 feet by 3 feet. And it's squishy too. Once you put them in a stack, it's like more squish factor that I wish I could let you have a go at squishing. I love this pattern. I never get tired of doing my squares, and it shows off your yarn so beautifully. It's almost like a color palette of, it's a bunch of swatches, which is funny because I don't swatch whatsoever. But I would definitely swatch if it was a giant blanket and was as fun as this. So that is the other project that I've been working on. I'm doing these on size 3mm, just tiny circulars. This is a little gummy bear marker, round marker that my aunt gave me. She made herself out of some little beads. Yeah, I'm keeping the squares that I'm working on in this little bag, and you can find these in the shop, and there will be an update soon because me and my mom had a little sewing party and sewed up some more bags. But this, I love this little cinch bag. It's great for one scheme projects when you want to take a pair of socks with you, and it'll keep your project safe and separate if you were to throw it in like a bigger purse. And they're completely reversible if you want. And so I have my little balls here for my next squares. Just got 2 more squares to go after this, and it'll be like that, if that makes sense. I don't have enough hands for this. Yeah, these are fantastic bags for just your poke my eye out. Goodness. Sorry. These bags are great. I love them for my one skein projects and my socks. And you can just zip them up and off you go. And then I keep the rest of the blanket in this big old bag that my mom made me. You can zip up and take around with you. So that blanket is so close to being done. I'm very excited to start putting some crocheted borders around them. I don't know what yarn I will do the border in. Probably some kind of cream, also fingering weight, but I will need to find it in bulk. So that's next step. The next project that I have gotten a little work on, you have seen many times before in almost every episode, I think. So, yes. These are my Mrs. Weasley's family socks that I'm knitting for my boyfriend. And this is the color Lupin from Dragon Horde Yarns. And the awesome pink is Barbie from A Homespun House. I love these socks. I never get tired of seeing how the colors are working up. I will be putting in Barbie as the cuff so that it's nice and even. I'm getting close to being done. I'm working up the leg, and I'm gonna see how far I can get before I run out of yarn in this split skein. I should get pretty far, like it's super squishy, so we shall see. And here's Barbie in the ball. I am doing these socks 2 at a time, obviously, but this is my first time doing a pair of socks 2 at a time, and it is definitely going to become my go-to way to knit socks because I really enjoy knowing as I knit these that I won't get second sock syndrome. Granted, it does take a little longer to do your rows, but I don't really mind. I am very much a progress knitter, so I am really enjoying just the process. Process knitter, that's the word. I'm really enjoying the process of knitting these socks, and he's very excited to get them. He watches the podcast, so these are not a surprise at all. And you can see the little texture it has in there that works really well with the variegation of Lupin. And I'm doing these on size 2.25. And I have one of my own progress keepers, which is this pumpkin frap. A little sparkle and a tiny little pumpkin and some whip on there. Super cute. Yeah, so these are also like another mindless knit when I'm watching a movie. I take these out, and as long as you keep track of doing your purl bumps in the right place, you're good to go. So hopefully I can get these done soon. Get them off needles. That's the hard thing about projects. Like, as much as I want to get these off the needles, I love knitting them, and I will miss knitting them. That's the hard thing about being a process knitter. But they do have to get done at some point, so I can cast on more projects to work on. There's a fortune from a fortune cookie in this bag. Keep your ideas flexible and don't ignore the details. You can't see that, it's way too small, but it's an interesting thing to have in your project bag. You ever have like those random things that you have in your project bag, that like candies, or I've got a bunch of elastics in here, a pen that yes, project bags just become your purses over time. This bag, my friend Sarah made me, and I love it, love it, love it. Last but definitely not least, I've gotten some progress on my Redmond sweater. It's my big old bucket bag that I've made myself. It's not very much progress whatsoever, but I finished the first chart. Yay. So cool. This is the Red Moon Sweater by Born and Raised Knits, and I'm knitting this out of, so the main color is Schmutzerella Yarns Omega, and the contrast color for the moons is Vine Yarns in the colorway Solstice. It is so cool. I'm so happy I was able to get the first chart done, and I will be moving on to the big moons. So this part right here, the big old moons, and I'm going to be doing them short sleeve, just like in the picture, because I have sleeve syndrome and all. So if I do it short sleeve, this will get done guaranteed within this year. And here it is in the ball. That is Omega, and this is in her sport weight base. And then Solstice, sorry for the messy ball. Vine Yarn Solstice. I love this colorway. It's so cool how the different shades of gray work together. It's very much like moon. And I'm knitting these on size 4mm needles from Knit Picks Caspians. My favorite type of needles, because they are so nice to have with any fiber. So if it's a superwash yarn like this, it slides really nicely but doesn't let it slide right off. Or if it's like a wool, it's slippery enough for the yarn to slide. So yeah, wooden needles are definitely my go-tos. No. Oh, can't stop like opening it up because it's just like whew, moons. So very little progress, but I'm very happy that I got the first chart done, and I will be moving on to the next one very soon. Last thing I wanted to talk about is wonderful gifts that came in the mail from Jamie from Cozy Up Knits. Sent us this bundle of goodies and one of their scrunchies out of their fabrics. So I have it in bag form, which you've seen in our color green. So I can be a Cozy Up Knits crazy fan with my bag and my hoodie and my scrunchie. So I'm very excited. I have to grow my hair out just a little bit more in order to use this scrunchie. But this is a bunch of goodies. We have yet to find out who is the maker of this bag, but it is so cool. I love cactuses. I only own one because I am very bad at keeping plants, so a cactus is right up my alley in surviving, and so I adore them, and they're green, so I love it very, very much. And in it is a bunch of super cool yarns. So this is Sunshine and Lollipops from Lily and Pine. It is an 80/20 superwash merino and nylon. And then we've got Buddy bracelets from That Yarn Habit, which is a Friends themed yarn. I am a huge fan of Friends. I've seen all the episodes in the series, and yeah, I love it. So Buddy bracelets is the bracelets that Joey gets for him and Chandler. This is so cool. It is on her classic sock base. It is superwash, 75% merino and 25% nylon. Superwash. And then, love this so very much. This is Flock Fiber Studios and her Take a Hike sock in the colorway Stuck Up the Chimney, and Lump of Coal is the little mini with a little sheep progress keeper. This is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. It is so cool. I love these colors. They're so rich. It comes with a pair of minis that don't have labels but are still super, super pretty. And my mom and I are going to share this loot because we share everything. Our yarn stashes and our bags. Just like to share everything. And I will definitely be claiming something out of this. Maybe cast on a new pair of socks once I finish my boyfriend's socks. Or something like this. I really want to knit this. This would make a cool pair of socks. Maybe in, like, could make a bunch of shorties with this. And then make it double as a Christmas gift for the handmade holiday along. So yeah, this is awesome, awesome. We love it. And this is a really cool bag. It's got a double string, some pockets, and it came with a matching notions pouch. So if you know who this maker is, please tell us because we want more. So that is everything. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much to everybody who subscribed, commented, have been watching the podcast. We are so thrilled that you enjoyed our green episode, and I'm so honored that you guys are enjoying what I make, and I'm blown away by how much love has been coming in and how many subscribers. I never thought that I would reach, over 150, almost to 200 subscribers. It's incredible. Thank you so very much. Our last episode, the Green Edition episode that I did with my mom, got over 300 views. What? Thank you so, so much. And to everybody who's followed us on Instagram, and to send out all the love to Chrissy because we love you. And I really like the color green too. So it was so much fun to do. And I will see you next time. So bye, dear friends, and I will see you soon.